Hi, and welcome once again to the Humble Watch Guy. Today I'm going to be looking at a watch that I've had in my collection for a couple of months, and it's a watch that I've always wanted in my collection, and that's the Orient Mako diver watch. This is the Orient Mako 2. Now, this is a slight upgrade on the original Orient Mako, which, for those of you that are aware of the original Orient Mako, had two crowns, one set at the 2 o'clock position and one at the 3. I believe that was for the day-date adjustment, and also the separate one for the time and adjustment of that. I think the new version looks so much cleaner. It looks more balanced with just a single crown at the 3 o'clock position. Now, to enable this, Orient have changed the caliber. The original caliber on the Orient Mako, which was also referred to as the AA02, I think, or that maybe the AA02 is the new version. But the original version of the Orient Mako had the 46943 automatic movement from Orient. Orient have now increased that to the F6922 movement, which, as I say, allows for them to just have the one crown. The one crown at the 3 o'clock position is a screw down crown. You pull it out to the first position and it gives you a hand winding capability, which the first one didn't have. It also is a hacking movement. Again, that's an upgrade from the original Mako. Pull it to the second position and turn the crown one way and it adjusts the day, turn it the other way and it adjusts the date. Pull it out to the third position and you adjust the time. Very, very simple, but I like that. I think it's a much better upgrade. They're upgraded to 120 click unidirectional bezel, which I will cover in a moment. The dimensions of this watch are case width, case diameter 41.5 millimeters. The lug to lug is 47 millimeters. The lug width is 22 millimeters. And the case thickness is 13 millimeters. Now on this version, which I believe is a European version, although I did buy it from the United States via Amazon, the European version has the mineral glass and the Arabic numerals on the dial. A very nice dial, I must admit. Nice sunburst finish there. The American version has sapphire crystal and also, I believe, just has the indices rather than the Arabic numerals. The case is a stainless steel construction and is very heavy, very robust, polished on the sides and brushed on the top. So a nice finish there, as we'd expect from Orient. 200 meters water resistant, certainly not suitable for diving, but fine for skin diving, snorkeling, swimming, that sort of thing, but I certainly wouldn't take it to any depth. The bracelet on this one is a stainless steel bracelet, which I'll say right from the outset isn't the best quality, doesn't articulate very well at all, and it does feature a lock and also the double push release clasp, as you can see there, the double push release clasp. It's got the Orient logo stamped on the clasp. You can see there the safety clasp and the two pushes to release. You'll note that it's a pressed clasp rather than a milled clasp, which I think for the price is fine, but it's very sharp just under these edges here and on the clasp here, the security lock, very sharp indeed. The bracelet is adjusted by means of a push links as opposed to screw links, and the end clasp are not solid, they're folded. But as I say, at the price point, really, I think that's acceptable. The case back is a screw down case back, and has the logo on the case back. Now, it comes with a 1-year warranty, as you'd expect, also from Orient. Now, I like this watch, but, and here's the but, it's not without its faults. The bezel, as I mentioned, 120 click unidirectional bezel that Orient have upgraded to here. But when you turn it, it's incredibly tight. Incredibly tight. And that's not a nice feeling. You really have to work to move that bezel. Having said that, one plus point on that is that there's absolutely no back play whatsoever. Now let me just move this to the 12 o'clock position again there, because that's another thing that really annoys me with this watch is, and it may just be for me, I'm not sure, but if you look at the indices on the 50-minute marker there on the bezel, you will see that the indices show right in the center of the 5 and the 0. But when you look at the 10, it's pointing at the 1. Now, I just think the alignment of that is off. I really do. But, you know, we're talking about a watch that's 120, 130 pounds, which is all I paid for it on Amazon. But I think that should be in line. I really do. I think everything else is lined up fine, but that one, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm being picky. But I think that is a fault for me. For me, the biggest fault with this watch is the crown. I think the crown is far too small. The crown protectors there are fine, but what they do, they're probably a little bit too big, and they restrict the amount of crown that's exposed, which makes adjusting this and gripping it very, very difficult indeed. It's not easy at all. You really have to get your fingers in. Now, I've got quite small fingers, but if you had big fingers, I think that will be very, very difficult to adjust. So we're looking at a watch which I think I'd agree is 100% superb value for money and probably hard to beat at the value. It's 120, 130 pounds, automatic in-house caliber movement from Orient. Not without its faults, clearly not without its faults. The biggest one for me being that crown. Yes, it's a signed crown. It's quite nice. The quality of the watch is fine. The build quality is good. The bezel alignment, yes, that may be just me. I'm not happy with that, but I think that appears to be the way it is. The bezel is very, very tight indeed. Very tight. But for £120, I think give it a go. I've never been a fan of the Orient logo. I think it cheapens it on the face. But I think they could have bettered that with just with the name on there. I think they don't need the automatic underneath the Orient. It makes the face look a little bit cluttered, especially with the large day date window. But again, that's personal taste. I think, yes, it's a watch not without its faults, but I think for the value, it's superb. It feels solid, it feels robust, it's reliable. This one runs at around about 12 seconds a day fast, so not too bad for the watch of that value. If you're interested in these, it's a great entry-level dive style watch. It feels solid, it looks good, and I think represents great value for money. But don't expect superb quality in relation to the finish on the bracelet. You can adjust that with putting a leather bracelet on or an aftermarket bracelet, of course. But out of the box, I think the bracelet it's okay. It's not great. The watch itself, I think, is fine value. So there you have it, the Orient Mako 2. Certainly a watch that I quite enjoy wearing. It doesn't get as much wrist time as possibly I thought it would. But I think all in all, for the price, you can't go far wrong. Thanks for listening. if you enjoyed the review, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want to hear more from me, please hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I do further releases of reviews. I've got a couple coming up which I'm very excited about, and one which is a very first for the Humble Watch guys. So please stay tuned, and more importantly, stay safe. Thanks for that. Bye bye now.